This is bad. This is bad. This is real bad.
You good?
No, not at all. Do I look fine?
No, not really.
That's because I'm not fine.
Oh, why?
Pixar just made some awesome movies.
Oh yeah, what'd they make?
Turning Red. That wretched movie. Every single one they make, driving us deeper and deeper into a ditch. This company we built up from nothing turned to scrap simply because our competitors seek to destroy us. You wouldn't like that, would you?
What if we just copy them? Copy them. Like, just take the movie and do it again.
You're a genius!
Alright, let's cut out any confusion and say it as bluntly as it comes. DreamWorks' Teenage Kraken is eerily similar to Turning Red. A few weeks ago, I was going down my list of movies to watch, and it came time to watch Teenage Kraken. I sat down with my popcorn and started watching, but halfway through, I just realized these are like the same movie. That's when I got my friend Owen to come over and watch it with me. That's this guy, by the way. Except this time, we paid attention to every similarity we saw between the two. And trust me, there's a lot.
So buckle up, because we're gonna go pretty fast. Also, before we begin, here's a quick list of all the characters you need to know. From Teenage Kraken, this is Ruby, this is Agatha, this is Uncle, this is Dad, and this is Grandma. From Turning Red, this is May, this is Ming, these are the aunties, and this is Grandma. Alright, here we go. Both open up with a cringe intro. Both main characters are mathletes. The captain of the prom boat gets the same over-romanticization seen in Turning Red for the cashier at Daisy Mart. Both daughters create a presentation for their moms so they can go to something that their mother doesn't want them to go to. In Turning Red, May wants to go to a Four-Town concert, and in Teenage Kraken, Ruby wants to go to prom. And in both the cases, the mom says no. Each character's mom follows the knows what's best doctrine. In fact, Agatha straight up says, I know what's best for you. Both moms are focused on their business. Agatha on real estate, and Ming on temple stuff. Dodgeball. These characters claim to be from Canada, and Turning Red takes place in Canada. Both have awful friend groups, except May's friends are actually kind of decent. Also, both are a group of 4. Both friend groups encourage the protagonist to go against their mom. May and Ruby are heavily attracted to boys in hallways. At some point, both characters are scared of being looked at. There's the one scene where May is walking into school trying to cover up her hair, and there's the one scene in Teenage Kraken where Ruby is trying to cover her eyes with sunglasses because she's ashamed of blah blah blah, who knows. Both are scared of their mom, and also scared of themselves. After each character's transformations, random family members start to show up. For example, May turns into a panda and her aunties show up. Ruby turns into a kraken and her uncle shows up. Plus, in both scenarios, Grandma comes to town because of the changing body stuff. Mom withholds information and both daughters get mad. For instance, Ming doesn't tell May about the curse in order to protect her, therefore May gets mad. Likewise, Agatha doesn't tell Ruby about the curse in order to protect her, therefore Ruby gets mad. The transformation is connected to emotions. If May acts emotional, she turns into a panda. If Ruby acts emotional, she turns into a kraken. In both movies, the mom has the transformation thingy. That's already a really close similarity, but what makes it even worse is that only the women in the family can have the transformation, so Let's keep going. Main character screams into a pillow to release stress. Main character overhears parents talking about the toughness of the transformation. Mom finds the main character fake sleeping. Mother actively regrets not saying anything about the curse sooner. The friends turn out to be terrible influences for a second time. May runs from her problems to the hallways, exactly as Ruby does. Where do they both end up? A bathroom stall! They both get a montage of exploring the new abilities. Both May and Ruby go stargazing. Everything ends up turning into a boss battle where everyone is gigantic for no reason. Then, a male family member monologues to make the main character feel good. Then it takes the entire family to save the day from some problem that the main character started earlier on in the movie. Did I prove my point?
No.
Get out of my house. All of the similarities I just gave you between Turning Red and Teenage Kraken should be enough to convince you that these movies are very similar. But what if I told you there is more? Luca came out 2 years before Teenage Kraken, and somehow it also has a bunch of similarities, albeit not even close to as many as Turning Red had. So let's do this again. The only characters you need to know are Luca, Alberto, Massimo, and his mom. The main characters are not allowed to do something related to the ocean. Luca can't leave the ocean, and Ruby can't touch it. Luca's mom also follows the knows what's best doctrine. In Luca, there's a big dad character.
In Teenage Kraken, there's a Big Dad character. These two side characters are also very similar to the Big Dad and his cat in that they hate the main character until they find out who they truly are. Luca's friends are also anti-mom. There's multiple fish-related swears in each movie. Son of an anglerfish or sharks. Each actively run from their parents. The Kraken Kingdom is basically just the mainland. Alberto throws up a sack and it lands on his head. Ruby's uncle throws up a spear, and where does it land? It lands on his head.
So let's put this all into perspective. All three of these movies, Luca, Turning Red, Teenage Kraken, were all in production at the same time. From what I understand, this means that nobody copied anyone. But it's a crazy coincidence that almost 50 exact scenarios from Teenage Kraken show up in 2 movies from 2 years before from a competitor studio. I'm not saying it means anything,
But if it did mean anything, it means that DreamWorks is infiltrating Pixar animation studios by sending in employees that work at DreamWorks to spy on Pixar. And they do that by just going through the hiring process. Now here's the thing. They don't tell you this. Because if they do, you know what happens? Do you know what happens? The studio falls apart.
who's there?
I swear I didn't do anything.
Hey, if you haven't already, you should subscribe. I think our next movie is gonna be Boss Baby 4, Return of the Boss Baby and Timothy Templeton. Alright, DreamWorks Extraordinaire, signing off.